So the first step when at least turning on the sound in Jacoby is to come to these big speakers and turn them on. And then you'll do the exact same thing to those two speakers on the other side.
Right there.
Yeah. Next, you want to come to this big box. Make sure this is flipped up, and then there's already power right here. And where's the second power right there? And those are going to boot up. Then we're going to grab the microphones from the cupboard. Then come to the cupboard with, I have a spare key, but should have someone with keys. We have this locked up because it's expensive equipment. There is a small bolt latch on this door. Then you have your choices of microphone stands. There's this one. Here we have the actual mic holders. Screw that on eventually. And the specific mic stand that I grabbed is supposed to be more like a boom stand. So you can angle it and then have it stick out like a boom pole. And then the mic. Make sure you grab one that has power. The power switch right here and digital display. And right now I see that it's muted. Should be a button right there. Make sure your microphone stand is nice and tight. Let's head on stage. Now typically you would have your mic stand on stage wherever it needs to be. You would adjust it to the height of the person speaking. You want it to be able to be right here, much 4 finger lengths away from their mouth when they're speaking. Oftentimes you'll have people who, here let me face you to demonstrate, will start speaking into a mic and then just kind of back away, or start speaking into a mic and just turn their head and get confused why the mic's not picking up sound, because it's a very narrow directional microphone. But for the course of this demonstration, I'm just gonna take it with me. So after you turn on the 4 big speakers down there, your next step is to take off the cover, come over here, turn on to the power, and then you'll see the power button to the actual board is flashing green. Press it once, give it a little bit to boot up. There we are. This board has a memory location for the sliders, so you don't slide anything down when you are done with it. You just turn it off, it all goes to 0, and when you turn it on, it goes back exactly where you had it. So once you have your microphone and you make sure it's unmuted, these specific microphones, you see there's a green light down here, and when you hold it, the digital display will say muted. Then there's a red light. Hold it, it says unmuted. There we go. You can see right here, all of these ones. This one is having green pop up, but for quiet, there's nothing. But if I'm speaking, it starts coming up because that is showing input to the microphone. But right now, it's muted, so. Hello. Now you have the microphone hooked up to speakers. And it's wireless. In the next video, talking about microphones, I'm going to show you how to plug in XLR or cabled microphones. There you go. Another thing to make note of that is a common issue and your main issue when dealing with microphones is feedback. Now, if you didn't know what feedback is, that is when the output of your microphone is loud enough for the speakers that the microphone will then pick up speakers, creating a sound loop, ever progressing higher and higher pitch. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do with that. Then when you're all done with that, I'm going to go back to this power button right here, hold it down until it flashes yellow, press it once, turns it off, power on the box, powers it off. But then you would go down and turn off the power to the Bluetooth receiver for the microphones, and then turn off the 4 speakers. There you go. So next up is the lightboard for Jacoby. If this isn't already red, the button Take Control, you press it and then you take control of the lights. Basically like which panel has control over it. And from here, you can do a general control of the lights and then change specific sections of the lighting. So I can turn that off, but the exits are still on because the exits we have thing of gaff tape right here to make sure they're never fully off, because during a show it's very important to have your exit lights on so people can exit. There you go. Always take off the cover, put it back on afterwards. Now there's a power switch back here, another rocker switch. If the downside is facing left, that means it's on. If it's facing right, that means it's off, this specific board. Just some people turn that off, some people don't. And you have this power button right here. Turn it on. It's nice and blue. Really nice. Wait for it to boot up. It's a lot quicker than the soundboard. Depending on which video you're watching first, order. There's a little knob to adjust the light on the board. That's cool. With this nice plot of the lights in the theater. Now, not all of this is 100% accurate. Does need updated, but we do have right here Aaron Horton programmed in presets that you could click on. So when you want to open up a cue folder, already made cue folder, hit File, Open, Show Files, click on the show you want, hit OK, it'll boot up. Now you're in a queue, and let me walk you through making a new queue. Now, depending on the scene that you're wanting to light, or depending on, say, like the event going on, you'll want different kinds of lighting, and you'll want to mess around with different kinds of lighting. But I'll show you how to make a queue. If we go to open up the show files, and for learning, open that up. What's really nice about this program is it gives you a nice plot of all the lights that are on stage right now. And if you click and drag the mouse and hover above it, it'll show you, it'll select different lights that you are hovering above. So just because we want to have a little fun, all the lights. And then I'll hit record cue 22, enter. Now I've made cue 22, and time. Give me a time, Robin.
10.
10. Enter. It's now adjusted to a 10-second transition. So we go back here. And it'll count down where it is on the timer. And there you go. Just so we can get the camera a little closer, I'll now make a Q23. So I just turned off all the lights. Then, depending on what lights you have up here, you'll then want to hit record, Q, type in your number, which is 23, enter. And then, of course, the time button, make this 2 seconds. Just like that. But now, what if I want to do something a little different? What if I want to take Q20 and make it 23 now? You go to Q20 with all the lights pulled up, record Q, and then 23. Enter, and it'll ask you to please confirm so it can overwrite the Q. And now that's Q23. And then to get rid of it, delete, confirm, delete, confirm. So I just deleted the 2 Qs that I had made. So now it's all fine. And yeah, after you're done messing with the lighting cue as you want to, you can then save it under the save button. And there you go. To turn this off, very important, don't press the power button again. Instead, you'll see power off device right here. Click on that, hit OK, and then I'll turn off the device and cover it back up with the board cover. And that's lighting in Jacoby.